Welcome to another episode of Earth 718. We are here to talk to you today about some pretty important things, but before we get to that, we are going to start by introducing the panel yet again. Here with us today is Nico, Izaku, and Sterling.
Yet again.
Damn it.
He's tired of us.
We're still here.
I need new friends.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, no new friends, said Drake in verse 718 of the Trap Bible. Wow. Yeah,
I was saying.
Really went there,
I'm fucking tired. Right?
You know they're going to expect that on Amazon, right?
Yeah, they'll get it.
Don't look it up.
It'll sell out. So in today's episode, we are going to be discussing Rebirth and everything that's been happening up until May and all the other shit that's been going on too.
It's a lot of shit.
It's too much shit, honestly. So
how many books is there already now?
Probably too many.
I'm sorry, did you just call them books?
Yes.
Comics. Thank you very much.
A lot of people call them books.
Due to the large nature of this episode, we're going to split it up into two parts. So whatever we don't finish up with today, we will likely jump into next week.
We just don't want to sit here for that long.
That
honestly.
too. That is also a fair fact. We have lives, though some people think
we got
don't.
games to play.
Games to play. Magic cards to play.
I like how you said. You have some nerve talking about magic.
Overwatch to live. All right.
Oh, you're trying to get into the league?
Yes, the league.
Oh, he wants to make that $50,000 a year.
We'll talk about
plus
an
benefits,
episode.
Plus the Benz.
We'll
plus
talk about it
bennies.
in episode 20. Overwatch takes on the world.
If we make it that far.
Oh.
Not putting doubt on it.
Shit.
Plus, you gotta get PC.
Damn.
Yeah,
They don't do console.
Console's
All
trash.
Well, thanks for ruining my dream, guys. To get us started, I think, we pride ourselves in being a semi-drunk podcast. At least that's what I like to call it when I'm sober.
Mm-hmm.
So, to start that off, we have 3 shots here poured out for the gentlemen in this room that do drink.
Meanwhile, I'll just sit here and play with my phone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say play with something else, but...
Hi-yo.
What's the point of doing that on a podcast? No one can see.
That's true.
That's true.
Gentlemen...
What's the point of 6 hotlines?
That's true.
They are so prevalent.
Yeah.
I don't want them suing me.
They need love, too. Whether it be phone love or computer love.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can all pick up your shot glasses, gentlemen, and we're going to clink them down real quick.
What is this again?
Malibu Black.
Why did you get that?
Sponsor us.
Why not?
That's why.
Please
Why?
don't. Not this flavor.
Goes down smooth and makes you feel nice.
Ugh. Fuck is
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
All right, that was delicious.
Amazing.
Tastes like a summer's breeze.
Did you
Thank
just get hot in
to
here?
Malibu. Thank you to Malibu for sponsoring us with this beverage for today.
They're not sponsoring.
As we continue to talk about...
We could get in legal trouble.
We could get in legal trouble.
Yes. They're not sponsoring.
They do not have a say in anything that we say, and therefore they're okay. All right, so let's get this started. You're the resident, Rebirth knowledge person here.
I am?
If that was proper English. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You're the one who came in with notes.
Yeah, I got my notes, man.
You got
Got the notes.
papers here.
Came in looking like Vince McMahon after a board meeting, like coming in with notes. He's like, I got something to say.
So, in light of that, I'm going to throw the reins at you. Literally, I'm just going to throw the reins at you
okay.
later. And you'll just lead the discussion in some way.
All right.
To start off, though, why don't you explain a little bit about Rebirth and, some of the finer moments?
Some of the final moments. Well, Rebirth is just... I'm trying to put this as simply as possible.
Watchmen!
Well, yeah, but...
Sorry for the shouting.
Ultimately, Rebirth is essentially... It's supposed to fix all the continuity errors, all the timeline errors, I want to say, for every single crisis that DC has done. I don't know how far back these crises go, but I think they're trying to finally make one solid timeline so that it makes sense to all the readers, like experience and newcomers.
So then how does that affect the overall timeline? Them bringing everything together, does it make things more stable? Does it just give them an easier way to filter out stories?
Yeah, a little bit of both. You just make the bad stories non-canon, or like it never happened. I mean, look at what Days of Future Past did to Last Stand. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So
get rid of the filth.
yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot they can do now, and I think, and you did mention that they're bringing in the Watchmen, and Dr. Manhattan does play a big role in the overall story arc of Rebirth, and the rumor is, and we'll get to this later on, but the rumor is that he's like behind it all because he is a legit god. I mean, come on, you know. But I think that even though I'm never really a fan of this storytelling mechanic, the Deus Ex Machina. Yeah. I hate it, but I think, all right, it makes sense now because you do have a legit god, not a new character, but a new character within your existing universe, the DC universe. So it's like, yes, you have to establish that he is this powerful. So I think that they have a good opportunity here to change a lot and to maybe make some corrections and make everything smoother.
I'm sure it'll lead to some fun storytelling. I mean, Jeff Johns is already like having some fun with it.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. This brings the Watchmen into the fold. Officially, we're gonna hopefully run into characters that we haven't seen in many years, yes, aside from being in a movie.
Yes.
How do we think that that's going to impact the overall DC universe? How do we feel that that's going to pull the attention of the fans? We'll start with Sterling and then move our way around.
Well, I'm not really a big DC fan, but when you guys told me about Rebirth,
Get the knives. Sorry, you might continue.
Oh wow, get the knives. But when I talked to you guys and you told me about it, I was like, oh, let me check it out, and it seems pretty dope, especially when they're bringing one of my favorite series, The Watchmen, into this fold. And I already have some theories. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say Dr. Manhattan's the evil guy here. No, he's not. We don't know that.
We don't know that yet.
We know that. I think it's Ozymandias controlling him.
He's just as smart.
Yep.
He's a really smart guy. Remember in the comics, he pretty much controlled him.
Yeah.
He was like 10 steps ahead of everybody and like kind of like brought peace through destruction.
Yeah.
And blamed it all on Dr. Manhattan.
So it was the pretty ones.
And I'll further expand upon that later on because I think that's gonna be a big moment coming up within Rebirth. But that's just my personal theory, so we'll get there.
Ooh, we'll get to personal theories later. I like that. Maybe that's a part 2 conversation. Maybe that's a step into part 1.
We'll see where we go.
And then I've been reading and hearing that Watchmen issue 1, the original Watchmen, not before Watchmen, is a key issue in this whole thing of Rebirth.
Makes sense.
It'll be fun to see how that unfolds. Who's watching the Watchmen? Who's watching the Justice League?
The Watchmen. Who's watching the Watchmen? Jeff Johns.
Who's Jeff Johns? Yes.
Who's watching Jeff Johns?
Jim Lee.
And who's watching Jim Lee? His boss.
His boss.
Yeah. Whoever he is.
They gotta make sure they meet that.
Who's watching his boss?
The shareholders.
Oh shit! The
shareholders.
people.
No, Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
And who's watching them?
Izaku, thoughts on this? What do you think? Where's your mind on this whole Watchmen?
Honestly, like, today was my first time even trying to keep up with Rebirth. So right now, my mind is just going all over the place. I honestly don't have a theory right now because I'm still trying to like analyze everything that I learned today about this storyline. But like, holy shit! All I know is that I feel like I need to play Injustice now to learn a little more about this.
Oh yeah, because that also ties in too.
Yeah,
everything.
They're doing the Marvel technique where they're using their games to tell their stories in the comics now. So any characters that you sit there wondering like, why is he in here? Yeah, read the comics. I guess you might learn a thing or two now. It's good. It's a good marketing scheme. But yeah, like right now, I really don't have much of it in because I'm still trying to figure this thing out.
So then you'll be prepped for the next part, the second part. By the time we're done talking about shit I won't remember in 30 minutes, you'll be ready.
I mean, no promises.
No promises. Jumping off of that, I mean, I haven't followed Rebirth exactly every issue. I just, either hearsay or, reading the Button, the 4-part Button series. I know some of what's going on. I've watched some videos that explain it, and I'm kind of excited because it is a big deal to see the Watchmen entering the canon right now. Something that they've just not been a part of ever. So it's going to be nice to see these characters interact, whether they choose to bring most of them, all of them back. It'll just be nice to see how Bruce Wayne would interact with Night Owl. They're both very similar.
If he's still Batman.
If he's still Batman. Or maybe Night Owl will take the mantle of Batman. I mean, there's so many opportunities that are presented. Night Owl also, as Batman would be a pretty great choice.
It's gonna
because his morals won't be, I'm gonna break your limbs.
It's gonna be a little bit more interesting because like Night Owl is a more I would say
compassionate
human being than Batman.
Yeah.
You know, he has feelings for people like Silver Spectre, and he was a little bit of a fuckboy in the comics, because like he was like pining over her, but she was like on a Dr. Manhattan shit.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. I think I'd love to see Rorschach and the Joker interact. For some reason, I feel like that'd be hilarious. Because
if they decided to go that way,
insane. If they went that way, I mean,
which Joker? Remember now, there's
three of them.
There's three Jokers now.
Now, for like some of the people that are listening to this, just trying to get into comics or getting back into it, like, what is the Button?
Oh yes, thank you. So the Button is the 4-issue series that traversed through 2 issues of Batman and 2 issues of Flash, of which we
it's
initially
piggybacking off of Flashpoint.
Yeah, piggybacked off Flashpoint, and kind of brings back the timeline of which Bruce's father was the Batman himself, and it's kind of how we get the whole introduction to the Watchmen being in the canon. So it's important because Bruce and Barry just find like the button, the comedian's button in the wall of the Batcave, and instantly spark questions about it, which then leads to them, traveling to the other timeline. Bruce meets his father. His father tells him stop being Batman. Let him die with me.
Yeah. Let Batman die with him, meaning Thomas Wayne.
Which is a big deal. I mean, it introduced Jay Garrick still being alive. It's stuck in it seems the Speed Force. And
same thing with Wally.
Yeah. And now it's just kind of like it ended with Dr. Manhattan picking up the button and us finding.
Well, we assume it was Dr.
Manhattan.
it was Dr. Manhattan.
Had to be. We saw Blue Hand.
It was Blue Hand. Come on.
So it's a big deal because 4 issues of just introduction for the Doomsday Clock event that'll happen, I believe, November.
I forget, but that's supposed to wrap everything up.
Which should be fun.
And I'm like, hint, it's called, was it Doomsday Clock?
Yeah.
What was one of the themes about the Watchmen? The Doomsday Clock. So, yeah.
It's fantastic. So for anyone who hasn't been caught up with the comics, doesn't read comics, I think that regardless, those are 4 great issues to read up on. In particular, if I'm correct, I think the 2nd issue is a Flash issue, and several of the panels are shot within a minute of Batman getting into a fight with Reverse Flash. So he's in the Batcave. Reverse Flash is fighting him. That's a great issue.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Because the whole issue, most of it takes place within a minute, and each panel shows the time passing as he's fighting.
Reverse Flash died due to like a blue beam or something like that.
Yeah. Reverse Flash gets like wrecked.
Hint, blue
beam. Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan.
It's so cool though because the whole fight scene is like Barry Allen's like, oh, I'll be in the Batcave in a minute. I'm busy right now. So a minute pops up on the clock.
Reverse
Bruce
Flash comes in.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's such a great fight scene. So yeah, I think it's gonna present so much fun to the DC universe. That was my really long answer, Nico. How do you feel
About what was the question?
The question.
We said a lot, so I'm trying to just bring it back.
The question, which was
you were just explaining.
Yeah, I was explaining the button.
Yeah, there is no need to move on.
The button. Okay.
My answer was I'm excited to see what the fuck they do with characters.
There you go, right there.
How do you feel about the Watchmen being brought back into the fold?
I love it. The Watchmen. I mean, those are some great characters that they should see a lot more attention. Even though probably Alan Moore would disagree with me, but he disagrees with probably
everyone.
Yeah, he disagrees with everyone.
We didn't say that we love you.
No, we do love him, but we understand why he has issues with the people he has issues with. Yeah. I don't blame him not one bit.
Also, did you read that once he finished Watchmen, he kind of realized he kind of inadvertently stole it from some science fiction show?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he stole he didn't really stole it. He just when he read it, when he finished it all, he was like, oh wait, this reminds me of this episode I watched a long time ago.
Yeah, it happens. You can't be 100% creative, original on everything. You got to take something that's already exists and make it your own. So
this podcast is completely original.
There's never been a podcast.
There's never been a comic book podcast.
We're the first podcast.
Yeah, we're the first one.
We are the first podcast that exist.
We created that word.
Well, you know what they say, imitation is the finest form of flattery.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Yeah. We're imitating those guys next door who are doing the same thing.
Steve Jobs right now.
We're imitating Earth 212.
Earth 212.
Go check them out. They me.
I'm gonna do that at
What
home.
is Earth 212?
No, there's no Earth
That's
212.
my podcast at home. By podcast, I mean me crying in a mirror about comic books. All right, so
Why hasn't DC called me?
Marvel.
I have ideas.
But yeah, I think that we overall had excitement. I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, the comic book was great. I love the movie. I know some people loved it, some people didn't like it. I understand it, but to me, I loved it. To me,
The Watchmen?
Yeah, to me, it made sense the direction they did with the movie. Like, it would have been kind of not cheesy or corny, but out of nowhere. I mean, like in the comics, if all of a sudden the big ass was a squid or octopus, whatever, starts wrecking shit. It was like, well, okay, but it's like now, if like in the movie, it's set up as Dr. Manhattan was or Ozzy said so, made it so that Manhattan was responsible. To me, that made a lot more sense, and I added a lot more depth to the characters.
And left
I think
people
it
asking
was-
questions.
It's true.
Assuming
Good questions.
I think it was out of its time because I had rewatched the movie in Panama and I was like, because
it's really it holds up.
It really does.
It was very underrated.
Sitting down,
it holds
it's
up.
long.
Yeah,
It's long,
Yeah.
but there's
It
no
holds
point
up.
where it gets stagnant.
Well,
It's like,
considering
it
like
holds up.
I feel like the movie didn't really waste many scenes. Like
No, it didn't. No.
You know, like there are like movies that you're like, all right, this scene should have been there, or like this scene
Yeah.
was just a waste of time. Like,
No.
it all kind of fell into the story.
Yeah, every scene was vital to the story.
casting was great, acting was great,
It was very.
direction was great.
You can make an argument that it's probably the best comic book adaptation of all time in terms of movie. You
Yeah.
know,
a lot of emotion.
Now, do you think the writers of Rebirth are actually following the actual comic of the Watchmen, or are they actually taking some parts of the movie, like the ending? Are they going off the ending of that movie?
no, they are following. They are following the actual comic because, and before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan, they do not hint at it, but they give you like a foreshadowing of what's to come. And it's exactly how the book is. So they are following the book because they understand like more people enjoy the book than they did the movie. So it's okay. You stick with the beloved source material.
Yeah. I just want to see where the squid comes into play.
Yeah. Like I said, it made sense in the comic. It made sense in the comic because you could do so much more, and there was a bunch of side stories going on in the comic. But in the movie, I like what they did with the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a good adaptation.
It was.
mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, I had a very specific experience because I was one of those people that saw that the movie was coming out and had never read it before.
Yeah,
So
I think that's most of us.
Yeah, I had caught up as much as I could, and I finished the very last issue as I was sitting in the theater to watch the movie.
Nice.
So it was all fresh in my mind. I was ready to go.
So you read the ending in the comic, and then you
I
saw
was
the
like,
movie.
"What?"
Oh, okay,
But,
okay.
but regardless, like I think the image of the comic itself kind of took over my perception of the movie because I'm a very I love details being exactly as they are. That's the reason why I hated the Percy
Stay true
Jackson
to the
movies
source.
because they weren't true to the source.
Yeah.
They changed the eye colors and I was pissed for that. So imagine how I felt
You were
about this.
pissed at eye colors?
But yeah,
Oh, then
but
you're probably you're not gonna like Death Note then.
oh
yeah, you definitely not gonna
changed
like
it
that.
more than eye colors to that one. But honestly, like even watching it, I was like, this was a good movie. It wasn't a fantastic movie, but I liked it. But then when I saw it again in Panama,
Like I said, I
summer,
think
was like, this is
now
great.
like it went up in my now. It's like if you see it again, it's like this was a really
Much
well
better,
made movie. you
I
know?
think I appreciated it more now than
Yeah.
I did back then.
Yeah, because at the time you probably get caught up in all the hype and all the controversy. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, these people are right. It wasn't true to the source material. But then you like, who cares? Like, look how beautiful the scenes were. Like everything was accurate.
The similarities behind the panels and the movie itself, just with Rorschach's.
I mean, and Zack Snyder's
plot,
always been good
perfect.
with that.
Yeah.
He's always been not
Gets a lot of shit.
underrated. Yeah, he gets a lot of shit. He's not underrated because people know like he's good. He's a big deal. Like especially with 300.
Yeah.
Oh my god, who didn't love 300? That's exactly from the comics.
That's
you
true.
know.
Then that was a great one.
Yeah.
This fortune cookie, by the way, is phenomenal. So let's use that as a breaking point, huh? You see what I did there? I just broke the cookie with my mouth.
I saw you did that.
Wow.
Someone give this man a medal.
Booyah. Let's use
In the
that to
shape
jump
of a
into the
key.
next thing.
Okay.
All right. So I know we were kind of having a conversation about just different factions of people that are within the DC universe right now. So we have the Justice League, of course. We have the Watchmen characters as their own little thing, and we have the Justice Society.
Yes.
And we have the League of Shadows. No, we don't have the League of Shadows. We have the Lantern.
I mean, we do
Corps
have the
as
League of Shadows,
we have the League of
but
Shadows,
but they're not relevant to the story.
Yeah.
Not yet. Who knows what happens in the
apparently
future?
the Lanterns could be relevant to all the Lanterns.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about all of these groups, past, present, and future, colliding for a very big story arc like this? The Justice Society of America, was it?
Yep.
Yes.
They're like fairly irrelevant.
Again.
And now they're relevant. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? Bringing back these old characters that haven't been around for a while and using them as key plot points. For example, Dr. Fate and Injustice. Or like using
Old
Jay
Flash.
Garrick as
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a big part of the whole Watchmen thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Start with Mika.
I like it. I mean, why not? You have this extensive library of characters that are not fully utilized or haven't reached their maximum potential yet. Like, this is your shot. Like, this is it. Whatever you want to happen, throw it in, because shit's just crazy right now.
I mean, I think after like Batman vs Superman, they kind of realized, well, the comic book side and like the like the movie franchising side realized that they need a cohesive universe in order to make this work.
Yeah, but then again, it's like even their film universe. I'm talking about TV and movies. Is like, in a way, you could say that those are two different universes as well, because they're all under the same umbrella. Like, if Warner Brothers if
Did
they
you just assume Warner Brothers gender?
I
You
did.
just assume
If Warner
gender
Brothers-
is fluid. So
Gender
pretty
fluid here.
please.
If Warner Brothers wanted, they could. I'm pretty sure they'll have an easier time than Marvel they could put Arrow or a Grant Austin Flash in
They're
a
not
movie.
going to.
No, they're not going to, but
As-
they'll have an easier time to do it than Marvel will, because like it's Warner Brothers. They have a lot of different things under their umbrella.
No,
I'm
but
a-
like, you can see like now, like it is necessary to have like a cohesive universe. Because look at Marvel, where like they have all this cohesive universe and all this source material to go through to make these movies.
Yeah.
Civil War that was pre like this whole Marvel universe.
But yeah, they have to make, at least try to simplify
I mean,
the universe.
It's just they have to, especially
Yeah.
DC, because DC does a lot of time travel.
And
They do.
let me say this, because I think this is a good time for me to talk about before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan, because
Yeah,
it's exactly.
Go through your notes.
I'm gonna
Go
through
through your
Here
notes
we
now.
go.
The thesis is right.
All right, so essentially, yeah.
You know it's a thesis when it starts with essentially.
Essentially, the abstract here.
Yeah. All right, so
Give us your opening statement, please.
the opening statement. Well, I don't have an opening statement, but I would say this: one of the themes of before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan is it's like a box. Like, as long as a box is closed, is an infinite number of possibilities what's in that box, because you don't know in that box too, the flesh
Oh
box.
yeah,
Let's go with that
I'm
box.
sorry. The alcohol's hitting me when I start to make a box and my tongue goes through it.
Yeah, you meant to put. So that's the whole thing. Like, if you see a box and it's closed, anything could be in there.
It's like
one of the things in the
Schrodinger's
box.
cat.
What's in the box?
Yeah, exactly. And they mentioned that in the comics, exactly.
Yeah.
So see here. All right, so
Flips the page dramatically.
flip the page.
1 out of 50.
We're gonna read you like a script that flips the page.
Yeah. All right. So now this takes place before the actual Watchmen. I say before Watchmen. So Watchmen have their first meeting, right? So at this point, Dr. Manhattan is already Dr. Manhattan, right? So everybody else is there. Rorschach, Night Owl, Silk Spectre, the comedian, Ozzy. They're all there already.
Yeah.
So in this meeting, they're picking partners, right, out of a box, right?
Out of a box.
Out of a box, they're pulling names out.
All right,
Who's
okay.
partnering with who?
Before you continue,
Uh-huh.
pieces of paper or the actual person themselves?
No, pieces of paper. Pieces of paper.
Right.
Pieces of paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause, you
No.
gotta clarify.
No, you're right.
I'm
Because
picturing
Dr.
fucking-
Manhattan is capable of
He
that.
could pick someone
He
up
could
out
he
of
could
the
pick
box.
somebody out of anything.
I
right?
choose Rorschach.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad you said that.
Ooh.
See?
Oh shit.
Wait, no, hold on.
Oh, man,
hold
he
on.
just triggered
So
him.
now, right? Dr. Manhattan already realizes his potential because he understands the theory of the box. Like, anything could be in the box. So now he starts thinking. He sees a box. He's like, okay, what's in it? Who's partnering up with who, right? So it's him. It's like, all right, Dr. Manhattan is partnering up with, and then he changes it because he sees Silk Spectre from the opposite side of the room and he falls in love with her, right? Which we clearly see that from the original comics and the original movie. There's a attraction between the two of them, even though Dr. Manhattan is married at the time, right? And his wife was present in the meeting, right? So he changes it in the sense that he wants to be paired up with Silk Spectre. So what happens? He gets paired up with Silk Spectre.
Wait, but question before you continue. But isn't it all based on chance? He changed it to what degree?
He changed it that it was Silk Spectre. His original partner, now this is huge, because this definitely ties into the Watchmen story. His original partner was supposed to be Rorschach.
Oh, shit.
Right? That would have changed the story completely if his partner was Rorschach. But he changed it to Silk Spectre. But now he realizes. I know I have to. I was so.
I just like the vocals. You're like.
I do this when I was writing my thesis. I was like, that's how I speed read. So.
I can only imagine when
Gotta
somebody's
be fast.
like next to you, like, what is this man doing?
Yeah.
Right, Sanic.
So now he realizes, right, that by doing that, by making that subtle change, he just created a brand new universe, a universe in which he's paired up with Rorschach.
Jesus.
Right. So now in the present universe, he's paired up with Silk Spectre. Right, and his wife knows something's going on because his wife sees how Dr. Manhattan's looking at Silk Spectre. So after the meeting, she confronts him. Is like, you did this, right? Like, you changed something. And he says, which was smooth because he didn't lie. He said,
fucking suave motherfucker.
He said something. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact. But he said, in this reality, my partner was supposed to be Silk Spectre, and he's right because the other reality was gonna be Rorschach. So he's not lying. So he knew he changed it.
That's true.
So he picked his words carefully. He's not lying, right? So anyway, he makes all these decisions, right? And he's always thinking, okay, you have door A, you have door B. Which one? So he knows if he picks door B, that's a whole new universe. So he keeps keeps creating brand new universe, and he's aware of this. He's also aware, right? He goes back and he sees himself before he enters the chamber where he became Dr. Manhattan, another box.
Wow.
And then he makes it so that he never entered that box. So there is a universe where he never entered that box, and he see how that life plays out.
Wow.
However, he knows.
You're blowing my fucking mind right now,
dude. When I saw this, I was like, what? So
It's all before Watchmen.
this is all before Watchmen.
I would also like to point out that this paper has 3 pages of fucking paragraph style notes.
And then 2 pages of nothing.
And then 2 pages of nothing.
pages
But
of
the
nothing.
important thing is I legitimately thought he had 1 page that had a few words on it.
No.
No, I can imagine this whole Rebirth thing's gonna, if you give Nick more time,
He's gonna fucking.
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna crack this code.
no,
Science.
he's gonna have he's gonna clear this wall. He's gonna have comics posted on the wall with pins and string
Strings
going.
attached.
I'll crack that code with you. We could do that together. if you like.
we out.
Join us on this journey, listeners.
Alright, so-
Continue. We
I-
have hours of information on these
So-
pages. Mix
Right,
and
so
carry
now
this.
Dr. Manhattan realizes that there are too many timelines. He realizes what Earth is supposed to be. And in order for that Earth to exist, he needs to correct the timelines, right? Because essentially, in all of the timelines, it all ends the same way. Nuclear war, right? It all ends the same way. So, except for one. One doesn't. So now he's like, okay, he needs to make that one that doesn't end nuclear war the present timeline. So what does he do? He goes back and he changes it. As by changing timelines, he essentially is erasing them, right? So it doesn't say specifically how many timelines he changed, but he changed a lot of them, right? So then he changed them all, and then he came back to there was only one left. Question.
Not a question, but more of a comment. This ties into the whole button
Yes.
for issue series
Yeah.
because the timeline starts to erase
Yeah.
when Bruce has to say bye to his father.
Yeah. And this is, I think.
So you saying that kind of sparked that.
And
in
this
my
is,
head.
and I think talking about this is relevant because this shows you, even though in the original Watchmen comic in the movie we see Dr. Manhattan is powerful, but it's we don't know his true ability. Now we know.
He's like Son Goku. He's working at 20%. 5 minutes, he's already at 100.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen his true power yet. This is in his final
But
form.
this is his true power. He could easily create different timelines, and he'd go back and fix them himself and essentially erasing them. So now, right?
Dangerous energy.
So, let's say for the sake of argument, I don't know the correct them. Let's say there's 20 timelines, including the one he's in, right? So he goes back and he fixes 19 of them, essentially erasing. Now there's only one left, right? He comes back to the present timeline that he's in, right? Thinking that it was the correct timeline, but it's not. he made a mistake. This time, he knows this timeline that he's in is going to end in nuclear war. The Earth is going to end in nuclear war. He knows, who does he go to? Ozzy. And he tells Ozzy exactly what was going on. Like, hey, I went back. There was X amount of timelines. I made a mistake. This world is still going to end the same exact way. I missed it. I made a mistake. And he asks Ozzy, can you help me fix this so the world doesn't end in nuclear war? Ozzy says, I can help you. Watchmen begins.
Boom.
Blows your
All right,
mind.
question. So going off of that, and this podcast
is ended in a nuclear
yeah,
explosion.
Jesus Christ, we're 30 minutes. That's the two.
I told you this shit was hot.
That's
We're
it.
done.
Episode's
All
over,
right.
guys. Thank you.
You've sparked my mind. You've added some fuel to the Watchmen fire, and I think I need to say some things right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
starting to wonder, because there's the whole Dr. Oz character. Was it Dr. Oz?
It was just Oz.
Oz.
Dr. There is a Dr. Oz, but
Not this
and he is a character, but he's actually a real person.
Oh no, yeah,
So,
the
yeah.
Doctor. Sorry, Dr.
Yeah.
Oz. I'll
Yeah.
call you later. I have some problems.
So Oz, yes.
He'll catch
Oz.
us outside.
Yeah.
So Oz, the character that's been very mysterious in Rebirth, is being rumored to, in fact, be Ozymandias. So what if, going off what you said, it's sounding like Dr. Manhattan and him are colluding, as opposed to what people usually think is that they're working against each other.
Dr. Manhattan asked Ozymandias to help him fix the timeline.
Which would make everything be a front within the movie, within the original comic. So going off of that, do you think that it's potentially possible that Dr. Manhattan was able to grace Oz with some of these powers, of which the character Oz is using in Rebirth?
Well, you can't really grace him with powers.
I don't think grace him, but maybe he taught him, because let me tell you the ending of how before watching Dr. Manhattan ends, right?
Yeah.
After the ending,
Spoilers.
this
Spoilers.
whole shit is spoilers.
This was months ago. Spoilers.
Yeah, so yeah, if you didn't read it by now, shame on you. Even though we didn't either, but still.
God damn.
So the ending of Dr. Manhattan before Watchmen is the ending of Watchmen. Like, it's talking about after the fact, where
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan is talking to Ozzy, and Dr. Manhattan's like, we made the right decision, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we did good, right? And Ozzy was like, yeah, we did good, blah, blah, blah. You know Ozymandias, like, he's so cold or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like, you know.
he's
So now-
got no soul. Like,
and
this
now-
is supernatural.
And I, if I remember correctly, I think Ozymandias was like, you appreciate humans again. Because you know how even he wanted to leave. Like, he created his own palace on
Yeah,
Mars or whatever. He wanted to leave
yeah.
Earth, right? But Ozymandias was like, you appreciate humans again. He was like, yeah, I've grown fond of them. I'm going to go create my own. So Dr. Manhattan goes to another planet and essentially starts a chain of evolution on that planet. So that's how it ends. So it's like, now, okay, if that's how it ends, Dr. Manhattan becomes a god to another planet.
That we already
And
are aware
now we're in this Rebirth. Is like, it's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of things
It's
that
enough
could be
for
yeah.
the next fucking 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's all right. I guess
So-
we're ending the episode because I can't even live. I can't live.
Well,
on
I'm
this
just saying, but
planet
now
anymore.
we understand how easily Dr. Manhattan could create universes. How easily he could erase them.
But that's my thing. In theory, then, can he not create powers for someone?
I mean,
No, because like even in the Watchmen comics, Ozymandias, he tries to like harness as much technology to like kind of like mimic Dr. Manhattan as much as
So you
possible.
think he was able to kind of in his own.
But he
way
still
do
doesn't
something,
understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, and listen, if Oz is Ozymandias, right? It is possible that he does have technology that gives him that. Remember Booster Gold. Booster
Yeah,
Gold's
that's
not
true.
really. He doesn't have superpowers. He just has technology from the
Yeah.
future.
That's my real question: is where do you guys think Booster Gold fits into this situation?
He's probably just chilling. He don't have a care in the world.
But also like
The Storm.
Ozzy, he's fucking rich as fuck.
He is.
So like he can just like afford scientists
Yeah.
and like research and development to create these things to kind of mimic Dr. Manhattan, or maybe this Oz character is him, but he got fucked up trying to become Dr. Manhattan in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Maybe find a way to travel within the DC universe, and he forgot his real identity. He just knows his name is Oz.
Or like
You
he
know.
was trying to become a Dr.
Yeah,
Manhattan like
yeah,
person,
yeah.
but then it went wrong.
There's lots of ways they can go
Yeah.
with that.
I know the big theory right now is that Ozymandias is indeed starting like a. Let's hear that pour. I'm not hearing you.
Because I'm being real careful.
You should have been louder.
No.
I know the big theory is that they're like pretty much Ozymandias is building an army to fight him, but I don't know. I feel like that's too obvious.
Yeah,
It's
because
too
like they're
obvious.
remember in the end they're all friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though like
Yeah.
about 90% of the Watchmen characters do not agree
But
with
in-
Ozymandias' vision
It-
of the world.
Yeah, clearly his philosophical mind says utilitarianism, the greater good. So it's like if he has to sacrifice 1,000 people to save 2,000, he's gonna do it. You know, but to go along with what you said, he's gonna create an army. Like, what if he's not? Because Oz and Rebirth said it. He wants to remove pieces off the board.
Yeah.
So now, I think I had a conversation with Wesley. Hopefully, he'll be a future guest on the show about this. And he asked because he knew about this. He was like, all right, Oz removed Tim Drake. Why not Batman? And Batman's supposed to be the most dangerous man on Earth, and clearly Darkseid, he's probably not scared of Batman, but he knows what he's capable of. Why not just remove Batman? I was like, you don't remove Batman because even Batman, Bruce Wayne considers Tim Drake the greatest detective on Earth. He has a better analytical mind than Bruce Wayne.
And Rorschach's been removed, so they can't use him.
Can't use Rorschach, so it's like, okay, now you take somebody else who might figure this out, Tim Drake. Because if Batman considers him the greatest analytical mind on Earth, that means that Batman's number 2. Tim Drake is number 1.
Counter argument.
Go ahead.
Counter argument. Some of you may agree, you may disagree. The world may agree with me, and I think they will. Perhaps Oz took Tim Drake out of the timeline because Tim Drake's origin story is so garbage nowadays that it's just not pointless for the plot. So they were like, hey, let's get rid of him. Let's collect Doomsday. Let's collect this other guy we don't care about. Let's
His name
collect
was, looking through my notes.
Mr. and Mrs.
His name was Prophecy.
Let's take Prophecy. Let's take Mr. and Mrs. Pixley.
Yeah.
I can't Mixie. We'll call him
Right,
Mixie.
yeah.
Let's take all these unimportant bullshit people and put them somewhere else in like timeout for a bit.
Are they really unimportant though? They might play a big because they're out. They're in some sort of cell. Only Mr. Pixelet, whatever his name is, got out. Tim Drake, Doomsday, and Prophecy are still trapped.
They're unimportant, but maybe, perhaps, quizás, they're gonna use this as a way to make them important.
All right, so let's break this down. So Tim Drake, Batman considers him the smartest analytical person on Earth. So let's say Tim Drake got the brains. He's the smartest man on Earth. Doomsday, he's really strong. Like, it took all the Justice League to really defeat him. So he's super strong. So we have the brain, we have the brawn. I don't know much about Prophecy, so I don't know what he brings into it besides that he could travel between the multiverse. So it's like, boom. So it's something of those three that Oz needs. That's why he's keeping them.
Well, I mean, think about it. Combine those 3 powers together.
Yeah.
Something
You
dangerous.
can
Yeah.
screw up every
Yeah.
universe.
I have a question. This is going to be a fun little moment for the podcast. Just a little break from all the information that's been thrown out. It's been a lot. I'm
Shit,
sure exactly your mind.
It's a lot of shit.
I'm just
Your mind
sitting
is
here like I
traveling.
was trying to catch up with Rebirth, and I got to think about this. God damn it, man!
So I think this will be a fun little game of who do you think is what we'll call it. So who do you think would be able to have a decently good fight with Dr. Manhattan? I know that's a really hard question.
Shit.
God.
Very impossible. But looking at the vast array of characters, I don't care if you fucking pick a Riverdale character at this point.
Riverdale.
But what power do you think, anyone from comics, do you think would have a great fight, a funny fight, or just like a really, really one-sided fight with him?
Well, a great fight would have to be Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Honestly.
Oh,
He's essentially controlling
wait,
everything
wait.
too. Reality,
wait,
time,
so it doesn't matter
space.
where we're getting it from. This is just like
It doesn't
anybody-
matter. Anywhere in comics. I'm gonna give you free
Anywhere
reign to
in
pick
comics.
any.
I mean, Dr. Manhattan is pretty up there, so there's
Yeah,
very few
all
characters that could go,
The only person I'm going to ban from this, you can't mention him, is Jughead from Archie, because Jughead can be anyone because of the fact that he eats burgers.
He
So,
can even be Mr. Manhattan.
He can eat Dr. Manhattan if he was shaped like a burger, so he's off the charts. You can't use him.
I mean, let's limit it to DC though, because we are talking about DC.
I get it, but opening it up to everyone,
okay.
I think
Okay.
it'll be fun.
Okay.
If you want, we'll do a second round. We have plenty of time.
Okay.
We'll do a second round, and we'll do DC
All right.
character specific. But for now, just
Okay.
fun and games. Sterling, who do you think would have a good fight, funny fight, whatever fight?
A whatever fight.
Or whatever fight.
It can be any kind of fight. Just explain your reasoning.
want to see Dr. Manhattan and Howard the Duck
Oh
go
shit!
go toe to toe.
God.
They'd probably fuck each other, I think.
Howard the
Howard
Duck
the
will
Duck
make Dr. Manhattan reconsider his sexuality.
Most certainly would, yeah. What's your reasoning? Why Howard?
These are like the most polar opposite characters you can have come together.
That would be so one-sided. I think that'd make for great comedy though, like a good side issue, like Squirrel Girl beating Thanos. You know, that would be kind of like that. I think it'd be funny to watch. Izaku,
Goku. Got why? Because
we can count that. That's true. The manga
Because
form.
Goku will literally sit there and teach Dr. Manhattan how to go Super Saiyan
Yeah.
blue because he's already blue. So he's like, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to reach this power so that we can have an even fight, even though.
And then Dr. Manhattan will be like, I'm tired of this world. Snap his fingers and destroy whatever planet Goku's on.
And then somehow Goku will still come back. So that's why it's
because of Zeno-sama.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why that fight would be an even match because no matter how many times Dr. Manhattan kills Goku, Goku will somehow come back.
Oh, that's true.
Also,
That plot armor.
on a more serious note, like Dr. Manhattan was human.
Yes.
Now he's a god, sort of.
Yeah.
Because of that nuclear accident that he had.
So
But
Goku
he still has
is
that human element. In
I think he regained it at the end of Watchmen, like with that conversation I just told you with Dr. Manhattan and Ozzy. He regained it because remember during the movie he didn't want to do nothing with Earth. He wanted to stay away.
No, but remember in the movie too, Ozzy was like, I studied him so much where like I know like these little ticks that he had.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But my thing, so does that make Dr. Manhattan like a born again human? Did he have to like go to like
I think he just needs
like
to be
a type
reminded.
of human church and get changed?
No, he just needs to be
saved.
reminded that like
Of his humanity.
Of his humanity.
That he can't be so cold
So that's his weakness.
toward flawed beings.
Right.
Because he once was.
He once was a flawed being.
I need to
And he
point
still
out-
is in a way.
still a
He still
flaw.
is.
But he doesn't see
He
it.
doesn't see it 'cause he's just so arrogant.
Yeah,
He
that's
don't
the
see
thing.
it, but he still is.
Yeah, he completes totally.
I think I need to point out the fact that before we even started this podcast today, I clearly said in my head and to you guys that if this episode leads to another Dragon Ball related rant, I was gonna kill myself. Not literally, but like I would kill whatever Dragon Ball Super part of me exists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that because I need an intervention because
We'll get there. Remember,
twice already.
Remember, we're gonna have a Dragon Ball episode. We'll get there. Save it. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're just gonna
right.
we're just gonna
Probably be a
vent.
two-parter
We're,
for that one.
yeah, we're gonna
five
vent. We're gonna
parter.
scream. We're gonna be pissed off.
I have time then.
We're gonna burn a picture of Goku.
So, going off of that, we just talked that humanity is Dr. Manhattan's biggest weakness. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the best matchup in my mind of anything, comics with Dr. Manhattan would have to be. You see, I'm prolonging this because I don't really have an answer, so I'm gonna give you something great.
We'll have to be.
My answer is gonna be Booster Gold. I'm bringing it back. Booster Gold would have the best fight. First off, he's gonna talk so much shit. He's gonna be so fucking prideful, and also he can just go back in time and kill Dr. Manhattan before he was Dr. Manhattan.
But does he? Oh, accidentally.
Accidentally. Yeah,
Accidentally.
because I mean, just like the Flintstones, he's gonna be the cause of his own problems.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan will, because of the Godfather paradox, will come and be like, "Why did you kill me?" He's like, "I was just driving too fast
Whoops.
for my date."
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
All right. So now on to the serious.
On to the serious
side.
one. DC. Well, mine was a DC character, so suck it. DC characters only.
I think
Who do you think?
there's nobody. DC right now is at the will of Dr. Manhattan. I don't think even Batman can stop him because at least Darkseid, right? Darkseid is strong. He was manipulative, but I don't believe Darkseid
In terms
can
of
control time or do all this stuff. Dr. Manhattan's on a whole new level.
Yeah.
So clearly Batman is affected by what's going on with Rebirth on purpose. You know, same thing with Superman. But I think right now, I don't know. I mean, I think the best case scenario that Oz and Dr. Manhattan are at odds. You know, they are enemies because someone needs to be on the winning side here, on the DC side. Even though they're all DC, but you know what I mean, like the DC superhero side.
My guess, like, cause I agree with you in the sense that, you know, right now he's on a completely higher level than everyone else. So it's hard to fight them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
based on power.
Well, yeah, when you
But-
take 10 years off of each character, come on.
But at the same time, maybe
memories?
somebody can beat him with mind games.
True.
Which is out.
Like my guess before was maybe someone like the Riddler. Just keep making the man think.
Riddler can't even
Oh,
outsmart
no.
Batman.
Nah, well,
he
true.
he
No,
would
the only
do
person
it.
that can outsmart Dr. Manhattan
It's Ozzy.
Is Ozzy.
Yeah.
So then
that's
it's-
it.
yeah, so then
I'm
never
saying
mind.
it might have to come down between Oz
So
and...
far.
So far.
We haven't had these other characters.
Maybe
since
the
Rock.
Joker?
far. I mean, it's just 3 of them. Which one?
Maybe the White Knight Joker.
Unless they decide to give Batman the God share again. So he knows what's going on.
Oh shit.
Because he was a god for a little bit. A new god. He was a new god for a little
Wow. Sterling, have someone in mind, or are all these ideas making you feel just like I do?
No,
Invalid.
Ozzy's the only one that can like
Mhm.
go toe to toe with him.
bit.
Because
Like you said, he did study him.
Ozzy knows everything.
He
about
knows.
him.
He knows everything about him.
He knows what makes him tick.
Yeah, he knows him.
He knows what
Manhattan is
makes
about to
off.
zap him to
And
death.
also,
and he'll
Ozzy
say
is
something
always
to stop
like
him.
10 steps
He
ahead of
is.
everybody.
He is.
You guys have some very, very solid answers. So I'm gonna have to
Thank you.
entirely.
acknowledgement.
You're welcome. I'm gonna have to entirely shut you guys down though,
Yo.
because I know
Oh, shit.
exactly who would fuck his shit.
Howard the
Oh.
Duck, baby.
Howard the
Jeff Johns by shutting the shit down.
See, originally I was thinking, you know who would easily fuck his shit up? None other than what's his face?
Boots the
Oh,
gold.
I was gonna be like Stan Lee would, but then I realized, oh yeah, Marvel. Why am I like dumb?
Oh.
Why am I dumb at the moment? Then I also thought it would be Obama. But
What?
then
No,
again, I
Obama's
remember
Marvel.
Obama's Marvel. I
It's
can't
Marvel.
use that. So
Universe.
using that brain of mine, I was thinking I have the perfect person who would be able to fuck his shit up.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Oh,
He's gonna.
No, that's-
he's gonna.
The mooch.
The mooch.
The
wait,
mooch.
that's secret. Donald Trump
The
is
mooch.
Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan. Donald Trump. Perfect.
He's gonna build. He's gonna build a wall
Where's
around
Trump
DC.
Tower?
around the
Mars.
Tower's on Mars.
It's
yeah.
on Mars.
If I had to pick someone from DC specifically that would be able to stand a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it would be dun 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 Crypto the Super Dog. Listen to me. all right?
I know.
I have.
Yeah. You saw me. I was about to be like, what?
I have,
better
I-
start explaining
I have a
yourself,
reason.
boy.
I have a reason. I have a theory. Dr. Manhattan has been dealing with humans so much.
He's a dog person.
He, in fact, has never fought a dog before. So who other than Crypto himself, who is a dog with superpowers?
If that's the case, then why not?
Then
What about
speaking-
Beast Boy?
Martian
Weakness.
Manhunter?
We said humanity was his weakness, but what if allergies to dogs is his true weakness?
Wait, you just brought up Martian Manhunter. How does this whole figure out?
I thought that too. I thought that, but
How-
then I
how
also
does
He's
think-
not human.
His weakness is fire. He's not. He's no.
Yeah, then I thought that too.
No,
I
his
was like,
weakness
yeah,
is
okay.
fire. We're done here.
Dr. Manhattan was
Yeah, just snap his fingers. You're on fire. Deuces.
Or like
But-
fire next
Yeah.
to you by.
But
Yeah,
think,
we're
think
done
about
here.
that. Crypto is a dog. Like, he can't. He wouldn't kill a dog. Dr. Manhattan is.
He killed Rorschach. He would definitely kill a dog.
Yeah, but humans are more likely to kill a human than a dog
Wait.
because their morals and shit.
How would Manhattan be than Wonder Woman? She's not human.
She's not human, but
Oh, he'd fall in love with her, so. And then
yeah,
she'd be
yeah,
like, I don't like your dick.
He'll fall in love with her. Yeah,
So,
he'll convince her. Yeah,
He'll get played.
yeah.
He'll hit her with the lasso of truth.
That's what the next issue of Trinity is about, is how she turns down Dr. Manhattan.
yeah, right.
And
No, you don't do
and
this.
then he blows up the planet.
blue dick ain't the right dick, is what she said.
Blue
No,
dick
you know,
ain't shit.
you know what happened before DC Rebirth started? Dr. Manhattan tried to slide into her DMs, and she said no. She's like, "Alright, bitch, I'm gonna change everything now." And there you go. Now we
He
change.
changed his
I'm gonna take
Snapchat
away. I'm
filter.
gonna change all your love interests. I'm taking away your love interest. Batman is not Batman no not Batman
Change
no
Take
the
more.
away 10 years of your
Snapchat
life.
filters.
Yeah, but take yeah,
Hashtag waste her time 2017.
yeah.
His Tinder profile was entirely
Yeah, I'm
different.
just saying, man.
Shit
He
went
tried to
down.
slide into the DMs.
We're gonna
That's
wake
great.
up and the Wonder
Right.
Woman movie never happened.
Never happened.
So we have 10 minutes left in this. I think now we're going to shift onto a really big point just so we can prepare for the next episode. We'll talk a little bit about it. I'll cut it off when I think we've said too much. We talked about the factions. We talked about the Watchmen. Now it's time to talk about the DC characters like Batman.
Oh right,
Justice
they
League.
exist.
Yeah, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. How is the Justice League gonna react to this? What is their mind gonna look like? I mean, they've kind of been like the superheroes. They were like the jocks of DC University.
What's the Justice League gonna look like after this whole thing?
They might be
Exactly.
non-existent.
Well, that's what I want to know.
Who's
what do
getting
you think?
removed?
How do you think the main heads of what is DC now? Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I already said that. What the fuck am I talking about? How do you think they're gonna react to this whole scenario that they have no fucking clue about?
Once they find out about it?
Once they find out about it.
I mean, we know Bruce. He's gonna try to figure out like, all right, what's really going on? Who's this Oz character? What does he want? We know Bruce. Superman.
Are you sure he's gonna do that? I mean, he's a little bit depressed at the moment. Dad's gone now, so.
Man, if DC had any guts, this is the perfect time to kill Bruce Wayne, and keep it that way. Can you? Wow.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, look, man. We've been here drinking. I'm gonna touch Izaku.
So just to recap, everybody we're a podcast is a very audio based medium. We got beat on touching Izaku on the leg, very sensually.
Yeah.
Is there any other way? Sorry to interrupt. It's just that you were saying things. I've had a bit. I couldn't figure it out. Continue.
You can keep going.
I can keep going. All right.
Oh no, I was saying like if they had any guts, this is the time to kill Bruce Wayne. Like this is the time, because right now he's confused. He don't know which way to go, and
Forever?
well, I'm just saying, this is the first time he's spoken to his dad since his dad died, and his dad told him, "Stop being Batman, be happy." And then he proposed now to Selena Kyle. So it's like, whoa, okay, this is something new here. So it's like, there's maybe they're hinting that he's gonna retire. He's not gonna retire. We know Bruce is not gonna retire from being Batman unless this is Dark Knight Returns, which.
Forever though? Like dead forever? No one dies forever.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It's time to pass the mantle.
It is. Dick Grayson did a good job. I love the dynamic of Dick Grayson and Damian as Batman and Robin. I loved it. It's time.
I think they should just have like an ode situation, like the original Night Owl. Oh, but he died too. I was gonna say.
Didn't he get caught up in the revolving door?
Yeah.
Was that him?
No. I think
No,
he
that
got
wasn't
shot.
Oh, okay. He got shot. Okay.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I think they should do a similar situation like that. Where Bruce is gonna be like old as shit. He's gonna pass the mantle to Damian Wayne, because finally that would be great.
Well, I mean, they've been hinting at that. That's continuity.
Yeah,
that Damian will eventually become Batman.
Yes, please.
You
Damian's my favorite character. For those of you who don't know, he is. So I would love to see that. I think that would be great.
But I think so.
Yeah.
But for me, in order for Damian to become Batman, he needs to kill somebody who's already Batman. He has
Is
to.
this like the Highlander situation?
But he has
That's
to.
the prophecy, though,
That's the prophecy. I think he's supposed to kill someone to get the mantle.
Supposed to be
There
Dick.
can only be one.
There can only be
He's
one
supposed
Batman.
to kill Dick. Not all Dicks, just the Grayson kind.
What if it's not Dick though? Because he likes Dick. You can tell he likes Dick.
He does
like Dick.
He does not mind a little dick in him.
He likes Richard Grayson.
He loves Richard Grayson.
He likes
No,
him.
yeah, I mean, but even
You know who I
Dick
like?
said
You know who I
that.
like to see as Batman and Robin?
Oh.
Jason Todd and Damian. They're gonna fuck shit up.
They clash a bit, but they're still respecting that goes around there.
Dude,
I think
they're
Wayne
gonna
respects,
be
Jason
ruthless as Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Wasn't
to keep
Jason
things
Todd supposed to
going.
be like somebody that's like evil?
Yeah, well, he's Red Hood.
Oh,
The
yeah, he's Red
anti-hero.
Hood.
Not only is he Red Hood, but he's also Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. And Jensen Ackles is like evil.
What? No,
Yeah,
you're gonna have
he-
to explain. I don't watch it.
Oh no, Jensen Ackles does the voice of Red Hood in
Okay,
that
okay.
movie. That
The animated one?
the animated.
Okay,
one,
yeah.
The Under the Red Hood. Yeah.
Oh,
So I think it's perfect.
What's his name?
This was irrelevant to the conversation,
NPH
but I just thought it'd be
is
funny.
Nightwing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny if I said that, because
Okay.
Supernatural fans, where you at? Give us a comment below. We'll talk about that in another episode. I'm gonna force you. guys.
Eventually, we'll do this live.
We have to bring your
We're gonna
brother
do
in for
live.
that one.
Oh no, he stopped watching them.
He stopped watching
Sterling. So how do you feel about like what do you think about the main canon heroes finding out and heroines about the Watchmen characters, the Watchmen universe? How will it affect them?
I mean, they probably. The thing is, like, these are all. This is a whole different timeline going on here, and it probably is like they don't really know about them. They probably already exist in this universe, so it's really up in the air for me on like how this is all gonna tie in with everybody else. But I'm just very curious to see like how they're gonna, if there is a Justice League in this universe or this like Rebirth. Also, just how they're gonna tie all the infinite universes together.
That will be pleasant to see.
Because they started doing it with like the Flash and like the Reverse Flash and like Rebirth issue 1.
No. But it did say somebody is collecting these old universes together.
Yeah.
They're holding them. So it's like someone, even though we all assume it's Dr. Mahan's holding them, but if it is Dr. Mahan, he has the ability to erase them. So it's like, okay, he's holding them for a reason. Why?
What if Dr. Manhattan is going back to bring back the Comedian? Because Comedian is Silk Spectre's dad.
Possible.
Ozzy killed
Very
him.
possible.
Yeah.
It
And what if he wants to bring back Rorschach as well?
That'd be a great gift for her.
What if, he could bring Rorschach back as well.
Wrap him up
And
in
maybe-
a
Because he didn't want
Smiley
to kill Rorschach.
Rorschach told him to kill him.
Yeah, because Rorschach was going to tell the world about what happened. He didn't want to kill him.
He
He,
was
had
forced
he
to.
had to kill him. Yes.
Well, he
So-
kind of he's like, kill me, just kill me now. And then
Well, yeah, but if he didn't kill him, Rorschach was going to blow the whole plan. So it's like he was the loose end. Night Owl kept his mouth shut.
Let's save
Even though he
these,
didn't agree with it.
We're gonna save these finer points for part 2. I think we have a lot to dissect here.
Okay.
Izaku, if you'd like to add a few minutes of your time to share what you think of.
I'll see if I have the time. What was the question? So we're pretty much just trying to summarize what our thoughts are with everything going on. Honestly, with all the time traveling that DC can do, wouldn't surprise me if someone from the one multiverse that Dr. Manhattan actually keeps or saves, essentially, because this is like part of his plan, essentially, is somebody from that world is gonna go back in time and tell people like, yo, this is what's going on. Noticing all this shit happening, it's this guy doing it. Like, it's always a possibility with DC because, again, all that time traveling that they do, somebody's gonna realize it and give everyone the warning.
And I'm surprised with all these like books and like especially the Rebirth thing, like how they're able to like keep these multiple timelines going in a very cohesive fashion where it doesn't confuse the reader. But it's also a lot of books to buy.
What if
reading to do.
let's say if Dr. Manhattan is the genius behind Rebirth?
Is this a furthering plot question? Is this something?
No. This is just a speculation.
I'll allow it.
So
I'll allow.
yeah, thanks. So what if, right? He was also the mastermind behind the previous crises, but he just left it alone. He created the situation, but he let the players. He set the stage, but he let the players act it out, and he didn't agree with it. So now he's doing a direct.
Thanos, I guess I'll do it
He's
myself.
directly intervening to make sure he gets the outcome he wants.
That would be great because that also goes into what people have been saying, which is how do the other big DC events fit into this? Because we already have New 52 fitting into it. Rebirth is Rebirth, and we still have Infinite Crisis, and how do they fit into this?
Yeah.
How does every little piece fit into the puzzle that is the DC universe? I think that's good. That's good, and that's something we'll touch into next week.
Yep.
To give my quick answer is, man, I just want to see what happens. I don't know what the answers are. I kind of agree with Sterling's way of hitting this. He doesn't quite know what direction it'll lead, but he's hopeful to see what it will lead to. It's not about the present and how things look. It's about the future. I like that answer because it's very good to what we are trying to do here as a podcast, just to kind of make a conversation about it. Just talk about it. See what people like about it, what people don't. See how DC is handling the reactions.
So you're
the
saying that
responses,
these questions have a right and wrong answer.
I'm saying that they don't.
Nick, got that? Next time, we're just gonna say whatever.
Say
Yeah.
yes.
Also,
and say no.
this is a genius part of DC where like they kind of like set this up where it's something that keeps the reader guessing, and it was like, what if, and like all these multiple theories.
I must
Everybody's
read
coming up with
the
these
next-
crazy
Yeah,
theories.
I mean, already we have a theory
and you
I've
can't
never
really
heard
throw
before,
anything
yeah.
out
Dr.
because like
Nico over
all
here.
these things are up in the air because
It's
of all
true.
these multiple different universes and stories that are verging all together into Rebirth.
If there's one thing we learned today is that writing is the finest craft that can lead anyone to believe anything and to believe nothing at the same time. On that note, I think this is a great time for us to pause the conversation. Part 2, I think we have great things to talk about. There's so much that we're going to cover.
Yep.
On episode 2 of the Rebirth watch.
Yeah. The Rebirth watch.
The Rebirth watch.
Rewatch.
We can't call it that. I'll explain as to why, but we can't call it that. But I do think that this is a really big thing to talk about because in the next few months, so much is going to change for comics as a whole.
Yep.
So on that note, quick shout outs. Let's keep it to 2 things as fast as we can. We're going to go in a circle. I'll start. Shout out to both Andrews, the one who had left us a comment on our last episode, and to the one who has been an avid listener of our podcast. Thank you guys for listening so much. And then the last shout outs to myself, because why not? I'm a rebirth of my parents.
Now I gotta figure out someone else to give a shout
That
out.
made
Aw.
no sense
That
whatsoever.
made no sense whatsoever.
Well, you know what? I've been shouting out people. It's my
Well,
turn
Jesus
to get a
Christ,
shout
you're
out
the
for
second
once.
That was corny, man.
I'm the second coming of Guerrero.
Second coming of me. Thanks for giving my slave name to all the people, alright? Izaku, shout out.
Shout outs to Kevin because I know you were a listener. Appreciate it. And shout outs to Nick, honestly, because he just blew all our minds
You're
today.
for real. I would have done that, but I came first.
Yeah.
As I usually do.
Sounds like you problem.
Sounds like you gotta see the doctor.
At least you finished.
At least I finished. That's true. Anyone else? Those
That was 2.
Those 2. All right.
Come on, man.
All right, I'm
Sterling.
gonna say shout outs to everybody that listens to this. Thank you. Yeah, pretty much. Also, shout out to Nick coming out with the thesis over here.
Damn, getting
Doing
all
his
this
research.
Getting all the shout out. He's getting
Yeah.
all them commendations.
I've been hosting.
Well, the thing
for
is, like,
how
you know-
many episodes?
This ain't your show no more.
That's
Oh,
it. You
this is
lost
my
it,
show.
man.
I usurped you.
This is yours.
This is my yard.
You can host it, but this ain't your show.
Yeah, you can host. You can host the show,
Once and no longer king.
but you're in my yard.
No, but like just so everybody know that like this is like these are conversations that we're just having. Like there's nothing scripted except for Nick coming over here with the notes.
That wasn't a script. That was reference.
That was
This man
reference.
clearly did his homework.
That's
We've been
true.
having these conversations long before the podcast is that now we decided to put a microphone in our faces.
Yeah, that's true. Nico, close it out.
Shout out to myself.
Shout out to Dr. Manhattan because with him anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
Yo, shout out to Dr. Manhattan. Please don't end
boy.
this podcast.
And yeah, shout out to everybody who's actually listened and actually provided feedback. There's been a few comments, and which contributed to it. So yeah, and keep them coming because we just want to make this better for everybody and especially ourselves. So that we actually have fun doing this. So.
Also, give suggestions on topics we should hit on.
Yeah, if there's
Oh,
anything,
and I'm sorry, and shout out to Arcus because he was the one that suggested do a rebirth. So if
We gotta
Arcus
have
is
him on
Oh
the
no,
show.
we're gonna have to take that one back because I specifically said 2.
what?
I said 2 shout outs, so Arcus, that didn't count. He may have said it, but it didn't count.
Yeah, okay.
Towards the tally that we have at the end. The people we shout out the most get prizes. Xbox One. Just kidding. That's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
Or,
that. But yeah, shout out to Arcus because he mentioned that thing like 3 weeks ago. I told him we were gonna cover it, so we are covering it in 2 parts. So hopefully he listens to this and he'll listen to part 2 as well.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we gotta have him on the show.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
no,
we will. He's definitely coming.
we started looking into like having call-ins or whatever. So it's
Yeah,
like we what app or what program we need to.
We're working on
Yeah,
it.
just
If
call us
anyone has
on-
comments,
Yeah, but it's supposed to be distorted using the speakerphone.
So
So yeah, it's supposed to be distorted.
I think this was a great
No, we don't have to do
start.
speakerphone, just put
We
the-
can talk about
okay.
this another
Yeah,
time
yeah.
when I'm not on the air.
Okay.
So
All right, close it out.
good way to be a host is to stay on track.
Alright.
So I think this is a good way to end episode 1 to this 2-part series of Rebirth because I'm sure we're going to be talking about it for years to come.
Yeah. Just like we were talking
but-
about like all the crises
Yeah.
years after they finished.
as usual, we are here as just a conversation being had by people, which is all we strive to be. It's a conversation about the things we care about, which is why we do talk about this. So hopefully, when we're back next week, our thoughts are just in the same place of just focusing on Rebirth and all the things that it has to offer. So until next time, make sure you leave a comment below. Let us know what you think we should talk about, what you think we should yell about, anything
you guys want to hear or whatever.
We'd love to hear what anyone who's listening is thinking, because it'll definitely help us come up with more ideas to talk about. So
even if it's something that's not exactly popular or mainstream, I mean, just what the internet's for, we'll look it up and we'll give our opinion about it.
You tell us, we'll read. We are your voices, not literally, I would hope. So until next time, join us in another episode of Earth 718 when we'll be back next week for part 2 of Rebirth Watch. I said we wouldn't use the name. We're gonna call it,
and you used it.
We're gonna call it Rebirth
Men.
Rebirth Men.
Rebirth Men.
Another episode of Rebirth Men for Earth 718. Thanks for listening, guys.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Rebirth Man.
Thanks for it. Check it out. Thanks for listening.